Hey everybody, welcome back. Just wanted to take a minute to remind people that there's a lot of stuff going on out there. Sometimes we get caught up in watching more popular things, music, things related to music and movies and whatnot, and I'm not downing any of that. I'm just saying that sometimes distractions come up and they keep us from focusing on the things that are really important at hand for ourselves and for our families. I've already done a couple of videos in the past week about the bird flu and how that's impacting our chicken and turkey that's for sale in stores. And here in my area, we've already had the governor cancel. Well, he put a hold on everything for about the next month until through May 1st. No chicken, turkey, poultry. So by poultry, I'm assuming that he also means like quail and other birds are not to be sold in the stores here. I don't know how it is where you are. I don't know if you even care. Usually people tend to not care so much about stuff until it hits them at home, until it hits them in their pocket, or someone that they really care about becomes ill, or, usually people just say, oh, it's fake news. Not everything is fake news. Sometimes you got to pay attention to the fact that the sky is changing colors. It's a little pink and green, and the clouds are starting to go in that circular motion. You've already been warned just by being able to see those things that trouble is on the way, and that it's going to come really quickly, and that you need to take heed and take cover and care for yourself and your family. It's the same if you're coming up to a railroad track or a light rail station. When those lights start blinking and that little pole starts dropping down, that's because a train is coming. And that's to warn you so that you are aware that a train is coming and that you need to take heed. That doesn't mean chug your way out into the middle of the track so your car can get stuck, or your bicycle, or whatever you're trying to do. It doesn't mean try to beat the train. It means take heed. Stay back. You see the arm already coming down? Stay back so you don't get run over by the train. Let's be honest. And there have been people that still try to beat the train. I've seen cars try to beat the train, and they got smashed up. People have run out there to try to dive across the tracks like they're in some motion picture movie, and they ended up getting hurt, and some did not survive. So, seriously, take heed. You have all these different channels here on YouTube. A lot are just pure entertainment, but there's a lot where people are trying to tell you something or teach you something. They're trying to teach you how to be able to sustain yourself, how to be able to care for yourself, how to be able to provide food for yourself, not just for entertainment purposes only, but so that you can thrive and you can survive and you're able to meet the needs for your family. So why are people not taking heed? Why are people living on a day by day, every day? Oh, I'm going to go to the store today and I'm just going to go ahead and get some chicken or some pork chops. Or you can do that if you want to. But as for me, I believe in being prepared. And if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you've heard my stories of moving to Minnesota and going through a variety of situations. Straight line winds and tornadoes and power outages that have lasted for more than a week. This was like 20, 25 years ago. Close to 30 years ago for some of the incidents. Even the most recent, being the pandemic, since I was one of those that got the Rona, but I survived. Thank God I survived. Still struggle some with the long COVID or whatever you call it. But for the most part, I'm better. And I'm grateful that I can breathe. I'm grateful that I can walk and that I'm able to do things for myself. And yes, I live here in a city where the civil unrest happened after that horrible thing happened to George Floyd. I actually had met him a couple of weeks before that happened. So when everything happened, he lived on one side of the park, I lived on the other side of the park. Met him and his fiancée. When it happened, it was like, this is the same person that I just met. Trouble can be lingering right around your door and you don't know what's coming up. And we don't always know how to respond to the things that we see happening. But that's why we have to be in a preparedness state and have our minds focused and know that there's going to be times when trouble comes and you're just really not going to be sure how to handle it, what to say. There's going to be times when trouble comes and you go in the store and it's like, I can't even find dog food. I can't even find toilet paper. I can't even find soy sauce. Well, if you were already prepared, you may have some other things lined up and you know how to work with those other things that you have. Preparedness isn't just like getting 50 pounds of dried beans. Okay, you got 50 pounds of dried beans? Do you have some rice to go with that? Do you know anything about preparing those beans? Do you know what to do with them? Do you understand the nutritional content of those things so that when you're eating for good health and good life? And not just throwing something in your mouth so your stomach doesn't grumble. But of course, if you just want to eat just to eat and you don't care how stuff tastes, that's on you. But you should be able to treat yourself, not cheat yourself. You should be able to enjoy what you eat. You should be able to have the things that you need so that you can make it on the day by day without having to rush out to the store on the day by day. Because those that fail to prepare are more likely to perish. And that's just from me, That's not from anything I read anywhere. That's just from me. But why put added stress on yourself when you can be preparing now? Be mindful now. Take an inventory of what you have now so that you have your stuff together. Because if that power goes out for a week and you can't use your stove and everything in your refrigerator went bad, and you wonder where you're going to get food because the power went out for so many blocks that even the gas station doesn't have any electricity. You can't even go there and buy a hot dog. Believe me, I tried that when that incident happened about 30 years ago. Take time and try not to get caught up with every single distraction that shows up, and try to focus on yourself and your needs and make sure you got some stuff together. Because even as bad and as crazy as things have been, I honestly believe that this isn't just it. I believe there's more to come. And we need to have our stuff together. Have your home prepared. Have your home cleaned up, organized. You should know where to find your stuff in your home. I mean, seriously. Some people put stuff down and then they forget where it was, and they go back and they can't even find where they put that stuff. So organize your home. Know where your stuff is. Organize your canned goods and try to put them so that the closest expiration dates are in the front. And then, rotate them. Whenever you bring new stuff in, put it to the back. Put it to the back. If you're getting bread, try to put as much as you can of that in the freezer so that it's not a waste. Take it out as you need it. If you have the courage or the interest in dehydrating, I'd love to show you more about dehydrating. I just honestly don't know how interested people are. People were more interested when I was making Mediterranean dishes and things like that the first year that I started this channel, which I enjoy doing those things. I enjoy making foods from scratch because, as I mentioned before, I worked in a monastery for a long time. I cooked with whatever was clever, whatever came in off the street. Somebody rang the bell or knocked on the door and left a basket of fish or squash or whatever. I worked with what I had because that was the option that I had to make sure that all the people that lived there would have what they needed. And I'd make what they wanted. And food wasn't just something just to eat, but it was something to enjoy, and it was a time of togetherness that happened around that food. So, I thank you for joining me today. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And I hate to sound like I'm harping on stuff, but I mean, the governor here in Minnesota already put a ban on chicken. And, sorry about that. And the numbers are still continuing to rise, which is a concern, that the numbers are continuing to rise. People, I believe, are still getting it from wherever. I don't know if the grocery stores are selling it. They're not supposed to right now here in Minnesota. It's all supposed to be on hold. All poultry sales are supposed to be on hold for the next month. But then there's restaurants that sell nothing but chicken. There's other restaurants that sell beef and chicken, and have they stopped selling it? I don't know. I really don't know. And it's like mad cow disease. I remember when mad cow disease was a thing. The cow was mad, allegedly. That made the meat mad. So was the milk mad? Because I don't remember anyone stopping the sale of milk during that time. And now, we've got this H1N1 with the poultry. So, you can't eat the meat from the poultry. Should we be eating the eggs of those poultry? Because wouldn't the eggs be impacted the same way, whether it's quail eggs, chicken eggs, whatever? I'm just curious. If somebody has an answer to that, I would love for you to leave it down in the comment section below, because I'm just curious, and I would love to know. But you take care, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.